Well, good morning, everybody. It is about our 10th day here in Peru, or at least on our adventure. We've been in the jungle for about 3 days. Today we're heading out downriver in the same style of boats that you saw yesterday, the Peki Peki, which is the dugout canoe with the long outboard motor. And we're going to visit 5 villages. Some we'll have to hike into. All of our gear is secured in wet bags because we have some rain in the future. It's the jungle, right? And then we're going to come back and do a service this evening at the mission station. So wish us luck. I will keep you posted throughout the day. Appreciate you being along for all the adventures here. Thanks again. Okay, friends, I just want to bring you up to date. We are actually sitting for the first time in over a week inside of a motor vehicle. We have either traveled by foot, bicycle, or the back of a motorcycle, and I can't tell you how wonderful this feels to have cushion seats and 4 wheels with shock absorbers. My goodness. Adios, amigo. We may actually be riding on one of these larger boats that's covered today because we have a bunch of us, about 8 or 10 going downriver, and again, it may help protect us from the rains. Well, I don't want to disappoint you all. The adventure may not be happening as much today. We are now in a covered boat, so I don't think we're going to get much rain on us at all. So we'll see, but we will be on foot for a while out there as well. Hola, Nancy. Okay, so maybe we're gonna get an adventure after all. We've taken this big boat probably farther than normal, so this is gonna get exciting pretty quick. Last year where Brayden was baptized, water was much lower then. Today we have Pastor Edgardo, his wife Nancy, our friend Imelda, Gregorio, Atirio,
yes,
Brayden.
hey,
What a crew.
hey.
Oh yeah, it just doesn't get much better than this, does it? I'd like to point out we can barely climb this thing ourselves, and this guy's probably got an 80-pound piece of lumber on his back, and he's wearing rubber waders. Whew, what I've got now, you know why we're wearing these hiking boots. Protect the feet from everything. Just stepped over a snake a moment ago. Pretty amazing out here. So if you were following along from last year's video, there were several people baptized, my son being one of them, and the other was an elder from this village who had climbed down the hill twice to be baptized that day, or climbed down the hill twice, was baptized once that day. Almost baptized himself. I believe we're entering his home now. This is one of Greg's longtime friends, and as he tells the story, this gentleman used to be quite the warrior. They used to go on killing raids, revenge raids in the villages before they met the good Lord, and the church helped change some of that. And so anyways, this man has been saved, and it's really neat to see the progression in his life, and again, watching him be baptized last year.
Él es un tercero marcial había acá también escribe Evaristo.
Okay, we just left the home of Mihosh, and now we're heading up the hill to see the church that was dedicated last year. What a beautiful day. It's a little hot for me, but it's a beautiful day. Of course, fulbito, small football or soccer here in Peru, is one of their favorite pastimes. So I'm standing in the middle of the small soccer field, football field, and you can see it's just incredibly beautiful all around. Beautiful day, but again, pretty warm out. Here you see them preparing some of the roofing material, the thatching of the grasses to the poles. Not exactly sure which plant this is. One of the earlier churches, now extending into the new larger facility with a second floor for the offices above. So you can see there's a small tributary river coming down the side. Maybe there's a little bit better shot, and that'll empty out into the Kusu River right where we parked our boat. On to the next boat. As we walk across the little soccer field, you can see there's a beautiful school in the background. The kids are all out having fun. It has been a great, great first stop along the road. I should say the river. There are no roads down here. Yeah, folks, if I didn't mention that earlier, we are way past where there are any roads. We do all of our travel here by boat and using the different rivers. And as I might have mentioned in the other videos, these rivers are no joke. This river is the Kusu, which is much more calm now. When we were here last year, it was nearly half as much water in it. That's why we were able to bring the larger boat up. Last year we used the small boats. But the Marañón, which you saw some video of where we're traveling along, is very, very dangerous. The water's very high right now. Lots of rapids, so we have to be very cautious. But amazing. 2 villages we visited, Yakansin up top, Chingamay here, or also known as Kusu because of the Kusu River. And now we're going to board into the Peki Peki to go upriver a ways.
Going to go on inside and we're going to go. Ayo, pumatahom! Atak manyami!
Cart in the air. I'm not sure if you can all see it there. But that's one of the other ways they can cross over the river. There it is. There's that cart. That looks kind of fun to go in. I sure wouldn't want to fall out of it though. Oh, qué bonita. Okay, as we cross one of the tributaries here, we're heading into the village of Listra. I'm just going to do a little recording in case anybody goes for a swim. So notice there's a water tank behind the palm there, and so they're already using rain catch to create water pressure for some of the water systems. We just need to figure out a way to get filtration in there to protect these folks from the bacteria. So we're hoping to find out that information along this trip as well. One of the other big challenges, other than the rains and bacteria, is the fact that there is unfortunately a lot of trash along the bodies of water. There's stuff, plastics and wrappers and all kinds of stuff everywhere. And it obviously all washes downriver, so that becomes a challenge as well. So we got to work at sanitation and filtration all at the same time. All the kids love Greg. Of course, I guess we are a bit of a spectacle walking through the villages. Buenas tardes, sí, muchas gracias, buenas tardes, mucho amor. Buenas tardes, buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Gracias, hermanos. Qué bonita. Sí. We had a wonderful service in this church last year. They just painted it yellow, it looks like. Oh, and there's, look, Greg, they've got Addies.
Yep.
Memorial up there. The dedication's up there.
Now,
Isn't that beautiful? All right, there's a photo of Addie Garman, wife of Dr. Larry Garman, passed away just a few years ago. Oh, sí. Qué bonito. Here you see the yuca, more of the chicken soup, and of course there was some suri, which is the grub beetle, but I spared all of you watching us eat that. Oh, they just served us a wonderful meal where we had some papaya, some banana, some chicken soup, and some yuca, and sugar cane over here, which is wonderful. And they're just taking wonderful care of us, and you can see it's pretty hot out. I was definitely ready for a good meal, so thank you for the support here in the village of Listra. This has been amazing. Okay, so I'm just going to show you what the restroom looks like here, and I'm going to remind you that we have gone in a big boat into a small boat, and then we've walked quite a distance in pretty muddy trails, pretty steep trails. But they have concrete, they have a sink, they have a toilet, they have a urinal, and outside they also have another sink with water. Looks like we need to fix that faucet a little bit, but they gather the water to flush basically. But it's pretty impressive what they can do here, especially when you've got a river running right by your village like that supplies water. Not fresh water, but water. Okay, good news is we made it across the river twice without getting our shoes wet. 3 more villages to visit today, so who knows what may happen still, but at this moment, feeling good and dry. Here they're building a boat, getting it ready for launch day. Who knows how long that takes? We'll check with Greg. And again, the village of Chipe is just across the river like that. Hopefully we won't have to swim over. Again, we can see the use of the solar panels to generate some electricity. And there's a direct TV dish. Maybe we can catch a game. San Mateo has another water catchment system for pressure, but yet not for filtration. Whew, still hot out. It is the jungle, of course. So behind me is the old church here in San Mateo, and then you see this beautiful new church. This is one of the churches we also did a dedication to Addie Garman last year when we were here, and so this will be very special to see what finishing touches they put on it since we were here last year. Oh, qué bonita. ¿Cansados? Sí, yo también. These are new, huh, Brayden?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't feel like they're all states.
Yeah, this is beautiful. Beautiful stage, altar. So part of the thing that Greg is doing at each village he's visiting is bringing the funds. We don't send anything. We hand deliver all of the money to continue the support of the building projects. And so the better the churches are doing in building, the more the superintendent feels that we can donate. So that's part of what we've been doing along the way. And so he was just giving a little speech and thanking them for making a beautiful church here. It really couldn't be a more pretty day out. Beautiful here in the jungle. Kind of a neat overview. Wonderful to be greeted by all the villagers, escorted in and out of town. Okay, we're climbing the hill and walking into Chipe. This is the village I've really spent the most time in throughout my life. When I was 14, we came here and helped build the first big church. And then last year we came and stayed here while we traveled and dedicated the other churches. This is a very special village to me. Always a welcoming committee of lots of children that love to hang out and see Greg and Dr. Garman, who did stay back today because he was just here a few days back before the bike ride. So here's the church right behind the palms there that we helped construct about 35 years ago, and then I'll show you the new one. Here's where we slept last year. This is the one we built 30 years ago, 35 years ago. And here's the outside of the beautiful new one where we had a wedding last year and big celebration and a dedication to Eddie Garman. Bienvenidos a la Iglesia de Nazareno. Welcome to the Church of the Nazarene. Hey! Ooh, still really hot. Sorry for all the sweat, folks, but really nice visit we just had in the village of Chipe. We went and visited Greg's longtime friend Esteban, who was a man who worked at the mission station for a lot of years and actually took me water skiing down the Marañón River 35 years ago, which is pretty exciting. So anyways, we're off, jumping on the boat for the last village stop and keeping you posted. Looks like we're gonna have a quick swim here. Greg and all the kids are gonna jump in, including my son. Ciao! Adios! Look at this amazing reception, Hilltop Church, New Pumpkin. Wonderful to see all the kids. They just love Greg. It's so neat to see it all happen. Incredible view from up here. Check this out. The river there in the background. Oh my goodness, incredible. Beautiful view of the jungle. No rain on us today, and at this point I think I would appreciate it. A little wet. Okay, we just visited the last village, huge reception as you saw, and then at the end when we were all given hugs by everybody, we were all awarded wonderful handmade gifts. I've got a couple of wonderful new necklaces, a spear, and in the backpack a couple of beautiful bowls. Just it's the way we all show our appreciation, and really feeling blessed today to be here. Thank you all for joining along. I really need a shower. We'll see what happens tomorrow.